You weren't allowed?
No, I wasn't allowed to watch the cartoon.
Has there been a moment where something big has like stuck with y'all in rehearsal?
I almost broke my back doing the
Oh my
worm one
gosh.
time. That kind of hurt.
It's like the characters and all like their like mannerisms and like their characteristics or whatever, but like a whole new story and like new relationships in that, you know?
Hey everybody, welcome to Off Book and On Air. I'm your host Layla Benoit, and I'm here with some of the members from the SpongeBob Musical. Say your name and introduce your character.
Hi, my name is Cooper Self, and I play SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hi, my name is Everly Spears and I play Sandy Cheeks.
Hi, my name is Ben Dryman, and I play Patrick Starr.
So, what did you first get yourself, when did y'all first get involved with theater?
Okay, so we were going to go see a show, but then COVID hit, and so we couldn't go see it. And my mom came to find out that CYT was doing the same show that we were going to go see, so she said, let's go see it, and we went and saw it, and I loved it. And I was like, I wish I had the opportunity to do something like this. My mom was like, well, you can. And she signed me up for Shrek, which was my first musical I've ever done, and I've been doing it since.
One day, I always knew I liked to sing, and I was in choir in elementary school. And one day my mom was like, hey, so, I just signed you up for this little play. No big deal. You're just going to go in and do what you know. And I was like, okay. And then I was just in this random show called The Secret Garden, and then I just liked it, so she kept signing me up for it, and I've been doing it ever since. Yeah.
So I did not know anything about theater before I actually started. And a family friend brought us to a show called The Addams Family that was in Lake Charles. And this is when CYT Lake Charles was just starting out. And they asked if I would like to join. And so I did. And I loved it ever since. And I've been in it ever since.
So, what was y'all's very first role on stage?
On stage ever was I played Ralphie in A Christmas Story. It was the first play I was ever in. And then the first musical I was in, I was a guard ensemble in Shrek.
I did this little show called Secret Garden, and I don't even remember who I was. I was so young, but I'm pretty sure I was a little ghost girl.
My first ever play that I was in was it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I played Mike TV. And then when I did start CYT Lake Charles, I played an elf and fake Santa in Elf the Musical.
So, how would y'all say theater has impacted, y'all's high school experience?
Well, it's given me people that I know I can turn to and talk to, and it's a great community. So I already had a friend group built whenever I kind of went into getting into my sophomore year. So
I think a big one is it gives you a lot of confidence and kind of people skills. So whether that's talking to people at the high school or doing presentations in front of the class, that's a big one. So yeah.
So after y'all graduate, how will theater impact y'all after you graduate? How will y'all carry it with y'all?
Well, I hope to eventually be performing after I graduate, but I think in the time where I'm not performing, it's like Cooper said, it's big confidence boost, and also you can portray what you, I don't know, it's weird to say, but you can portray different things easier just from your experience.
Yeah. It also shows you how to understand people better and feel sympathy and things for them. So yeah.
You don't have one.
No, these are deep questions. I'm well, I do want to do it after high school, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I don't really plan on doing anything else. So it's just everything in theater is just gonna carry it with me and apply it to the real world, I guess, because is what I want to do in the real world.
Oh, it also teaches you kind of, it's when you make mistakes, and it teaches you how to deal with those mistakes, and in hand teaches you about self-love, and even when you do make mistakes and you're not perfect, it teaches you how to love yourself even through that. So yeah.
Okay. So on to some questions about SpongeBob the Musical. Are you guys ready? Okay. So, like, what role? Well, you guys already said y'all's roles that y'all are playing, but like, what do you love about your role?
I don't know. Sandy, I've never really played like a role like her. I mean, I have like a wide variety of just like different things, but she is so like different than what I'm used to. Like sometimes like in some parts of SpongeBob, she's feeling really upset with herself. Nobody will listen to her. And then like next song, she's like, "All right, let's take on this volcano. Let's go." And she's so brave about it, and she's ready to do whatever she can for like her friends. And I just like appreciate her for like, I don't know, taking on something scary and just like staying confident through it. Yeah.
I think my favorite part about my role is definitely like the comedic timing, because you can have like one of the most serious scenes and then I'll just pipe in and say something silly and it's hilarious.
Talking about like what Everly said, this was my first role that I really kind of played, or probably second to Miss Trunchbull, but because of like how energetic he is, it's just like very different from what I usually do. But at the same time, he like brings such a good message to the whole show and about like community and love. So it's kind of just been fun to play a character like that.
Wait, and doing the voices are very fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like don't think I'm gonna get another chance to play a character with a country accent, so I'm just gonna take it and run with it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whenever y'all found out SpongeBob was gonna be the spring show, like, how did y'all react?
I had my reaction before I found out that SpongeBob was the spring show, because I heard a rumor that we might be doing SpongeBob next year.
That was passed around, yeah.
It was definitely passed around, and I heard it, and I was like, if there is a chance that we're gonna do SpongeBob, I know who I want to be, and so I started practicing my audition before it was even confirmed.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. Like, I had like a little top 5 musical Spotify playlist, and SpongeBob made it on there, and I really like, in freshman year, I really fell in love with SpongeBob and how like every piece of music is like so different, and I was just like excited for like what role I could potentially get and how like everything is so like drastically different. And yeah.
Like I've never really like before this I've never watched SpongeBob a lot, but we went to Shreveport and they were doing a show of SpongeBob and our friend was in it, and ever since then I kind of just like fell in love with it, and it's just such an energetic and fun show to do. So I was super excited that we were doing it.
What's been the most fun part about working on this?
I think really getting to work with like these people in the show who are like your friends in real life, but then you play friends in the show, and so you get to like apply your real world like feelings, I guess, and it amplifies the acting choices you can make.
I agree with what Ben said. Like, it's easier to feel connected like in the scene and with what you're doing whenever you like know these people and are so close with these people and have worked with them like a few times before. And I feel like acting, it just makes it easier. Like if we're already like kind of friends, then I feel like the good chemistry will like carry on into that, I think.
Yeah. Also the show, I could say, is a challenge for all of us, so it kind of gives us something to work on and things to like improve, not only in this show but as we go on in theater. So
Yeah, and of course always just getting to do a show with your friends is the best thing ever.
Yeah. Are you guys like SpongeBob fans before this production happened?
Yes.
Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Freshman year, I just watched it all the time and would always listen to it, and I just love SpongeBob. So finding out like it was the musical, I just kept getting more into it.
I was not allowed to watch the cartoon growing up. But I mean, once I like became a teenager, I watched it, and I mean, I liked it. But then my theater teacher, Mr. Kane Todd, showed us the SpongeBob musical my sophomore year, and I did not like it at first because I thought it was just so different. I wasn't used to it, and then I watched it like 3 or 4 more times, and I loved it by the end.
You weren't allowed?
No, I
You
wasn't
know,
allowed to watch the cartoon.
Sometimes parents don't allow people, like younger kids, to watch SpongeBob. I never understood why.
I was encouraged to watch it.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
encouraged. My grandpa loves SpongeBob, and
wow.
he'd be like, "Let's sit down and watch it." And I'd be like, "No, no." So I was the opposite. I was encouraged to watch it, and I didn't want to.
Mhm. I actually heard a lot like they
It's
can't
not
watch
like
it.
I
don't
think
know
it's
if like
not
bad or
that
something, but
not
like
that kid friendly.
She said it
Is
would rot my
it has,
brain.
It has adult jokes in it.
yeah. Now that
Not-
you're older, we can
that
finally
fly
realize.
over your head.
Like,
So
jeez. But yeah, what about you? Were you one?
I was allowed to watch it, and I just chose not to, just because
you passed it.
I don't
up.
know. Yeah, I've never really watched cartoons as like growing up either.
What did you
so-
watch?
YouTube.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was a YouTube kid.
Okay, well,
What surprised you most about this performance?
Just how hard it is.
yes,
I
it's
mean about this musical.
oh,
Sorry,
it's
sorry.
so
Yeah.
like on a surface level, you watch it and it is a long musical and it's a lot, but whenever you're in it, there's so much like moving parts that you don't even see, and there's so much music in parts that you have to learn, and it's so
crazy.
much more complicated than you would think, and it's been a struggle for me actually. It's been a struggle for me like learning the parts. I'm like, okay, so what is this? And like it's just like it's even hard with like acting in certain scenes too.
It's a lot harder than the other musicals I've done ever, but we do have a really good artistic team, and they're helping us through it. So we're working through it, and we're getting it done.
So like onto like the creative process. So like how did y'all prepare yourselves for your role mentally, physically, and emotionally, and vocally?
Well, after I got casted as Sandy, I wanted her at first, and while like whenever I found out it was a musical, and then I like drifted towards some other characters, but whenever I got her, I went home and I watched SpongeBob, and I like looked at things she did, and I saw in one scene she had like squirrel mannerisms. Like she was like twitching her fingers and like hunching up in like certain ways she was like standing and stuff, and I tried to like put myself in her shoes and like how can I incorporate a little bit of that in there but still being like authentic and using my own like ideas.
I think I actually took a lot of like inspiration from the cartoon. After I got cast, I went home and I watched it, and I think I took more actual inspiration from the cartoon than I did from the musical. But I mean, vocally, I just warmed up every day before I practiced because I
Yeah.
didn't want to
Yeah.
hurt my
straining?
voice, and then I started started taking like medicine, vitamins, and stuff to prevent myself
Oh,
from
yeah.
getting sick. Cause Matilda.
Oh no.
Like vocally, I do have a vocal coach that helps me a lot through it, but a lot of it is recording yourself, listening back, and then critiquing yourself in like how you can fix things to make them sound how you want them to sound. And like my acting and like a lot of that is watching the musical and like seeing what they kind of do, but also like remembering to bring your own self
Yes,
into
exactly
the character.
what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kidding. Well, sometimes I would actually I did it for other shows too. I would write down all the songs I had before off book date for Act 1. I went through all of Act 1 and did all like my scenes and lines, and I would have like a red pen, an orange pen, and a green pen. And I'd be like, yep, green pen this. I don't really need to work on it anymore. I think it's pretty good. Just brush it up.
Yeah.
And then orange is like, it needs some work. And then red is like, not. And it would kind of help me to go over what I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's all green checks.
Perfect.
in Act 1.
In Act 1. Oh, I didn't do Act 2. I was just like, I need to lock in.
Yeah.
I just need to work on everything.
So like what's been your favorite song or scene in this show? And why do you guys like it?
Okay, my favorite is Hero is my middle name. I don't know, I feel like the more we do it, the more we have like good chemistry, and I just like goofing off and like singing all these fun harmonies and just like making up our own choreo as of right now. But I also do like Chop. Chop to the Top because obviously it's like my song, but like but like it's, I don't know, I just like in the original like Broadway cast recording, the lyrics are like changed, and I liked learning the new lyrics to this one. Yeah.
You said the song Chop to the Top. What does that mean?
In Chop to the Top, it's a song in SpongeBob, and me and SpongeBob are climbing the volcano of doom, and we need to. It's going to explode in 2 days, and nobody else in the town knows how to like stop it. So they're like trying to get in an escape pod. They're just trying to like pack everything up and leave, and we're trying to stop it. And we're on our way, and a lot of crazy things are happening, but we're determined to get to the top, positive attitudes, and just like make it there and stop this volcano.
I think my favorite group song is definitely Heroes by Middle Name. Just wait until it's choreographed. It's gonna be so
Just
good.
wait. Y'all ain't ready.
Y'all ain't ready for this. And I mean, of course, I really like Super C Star Savior.
Yeah.
It's just so like, it's so different. Of like, I don't know of any other musicals with songs that are just like that. It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
It's because it's like
Crazy.
written, all the songs are written by different people.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're like getting next, and yeah, it's a good mix. Simple Sponge was written by Panic at the Disco, and so was The Reprise. And Super C Star Savior was written by some gospel lady, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's what I know. And let me think.
It was No Control.
The White Tees, I think, the people who wrote Hey There Delilah, wrote a song.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Plain White Tees. The people who wrote Hey There Delilah did a song.
Hey, during the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was, wait, was it David Bowie that wrote
David
No
Bowie
Control?
wrote No Control. That's
David Bowie wrote No Control.
That's originally his song. and then they
Originally his
just,
song,
like,
and the
mixed it up.
lyrics are adapted and mixed up.
Yeah, and I really like his cover too.
It's great.
It's eerie. It's good.
Yeah.
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 My favorite part of the show and song is it's the Tomorrow Is reprise into The Best Day Ever. And it's kind of like when the whole story comes together and the message is really like brought out to the audience. And it's when the town is saved and everyone kind of starts to understand like the importance of like community and like how fighting and like all of this is not like helping anything, and that if we just kind of work together as a community, then everything's going to be okay. So I just think that song has a beautiful message, and it's just a great song. So yeah,
It is.
it is.
Has there been a moment where something big has like stuck with y'all in rehearsal?
Oh, I almost broke my back doing the
Oh my
worm one
gosh.
time. That kind of hurt. Insert footage now.
Uh-oh.
Yep, there it was. That was great.
Wow.
Wait, do you actually have footage of that?
Yes, she
Oh
did.
my
no,
gosh.
it's going in.
Like my feet literally touched my head, and that's not supposed to happen.
A moment that stuck with me in rehearsal was whenever CYT posted an Instagram reel of us dancing to Bikini Bottom Day, and I saw, I literally looked like a hunchback. So then after
That's
that,
crazy.
I had to go in the mirror. I had to go in the mirror at home, and I was like, all right, time to lock in and just do all the dance moves in the mirror because, no.
Bro,
I just
CYT
hunched-
Instagram is
hunched
literally
over.
exposing
You
us.
guys,
No,
I actually
why?
saw that reel. It's pretty funny.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And
She
everybody
literally saw your back.
No, stop.
no.
Stop. Oh no. It was bad. And I was like, is this real? And I was like, I'm just gonna put it on my story anyway. Gotta promote the show, but don't look at Hunchback. I don't know. And I literally spun at a different time. I was like, oh no. And it's still up there. Still up.
Since we're
My
talking-
digital footprint.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Go look at it.
Since we're like talking about like things that stick with us that like were kind of crazy, I was doing music and they were learning the choreo for Super C Star Savior, and they had been in there for like an hour, and they called me in for the last 5 minutes and was like, all right, here's what you're gonna do, and they made me learn all of the choreo, which isn't as much as like the ensemble, but I had to learn it all in 5 minutes, and I was and they filmed it too. So I was kind of just like standing around, like not knowing what to do, and that's all on the film for everyone in the cast to watch.
Oh, another moment was whenever me and Cooper are getting like separated while climbing the volcano. It's 3 minutes worth of music, and the lines are so hard, like timing wise, and we were just standing there repeating, screaming at each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
That stuck with me, and I was like, okay, maybe I should like, I don't know, time
Work
this out
on this,
correctly. Yeah.
What's been the biggest challenge bringing this musical into y'all's lives?
The music.
Yeah, the music is really hard, and there's so much of it, and there's just so many parts. So, yeah.
Also, just kind of understanding the character's emotions and how you can like relate that to your life, and just like bringing that into the character to make it more authentic, and rather than just playing SpongeBob as like silly, but him like having the like feelings that can like make the audience actually feel something.
It's kind of like a hard balance because I try not to make Sandy too upset in some scenes, but I'm like, how do I dial it down but still feel like Sandy, like brave
like,
and like
SpongeBob is such a silly show that, but it also has
silly,
like
actually.
a like deep meaning behind it.
Yeah.
That
I feel like even like the actual SpongeBob, like after every episode, it's like interesting meaning there.
It's just like a roller coaster of emotions for like every single character.
And you have to find the balance of it.
And honestly, nobody in the story is like really happy. Like you could say SpongeBob is, and like he is happy, but all he does is like look on the bright side.
Yeah.
And nobody else is really doing that.
So like, let's get to the behind the scenes now. So like, what's something the audience doesn't see that you think is really cool about the production?
The artistic team.
Right.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
it.
that is right. That is right. How much work like every single like individual actor is like putting into it.
Not only the artistic team, but also like the props team,
Yes.
the
parents.
technical
Yes.
team, parents. A lot of our stuff that we do, like the props, are made from parent volunteers, so they take a lot of time out of their day to help them, and they look great.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen the Krabby Patties?
they're like all artists.
Have you seen the Krabby Patties?
Krabby Patties are
Insert
amazing.
picture
good.
here.
They look good.
Yep.
Here's the
There
Krabby
they
Patties.
were. So good.
So good.
So good.
How do y'all's castmates support each other on and off stage?
Oh, I made bracelets for every single cast member in SpongeBob. Me, as in my mom, and I just asked her to make them. But I did bring
the
them to
thought that
rehearsal
counts.
every day.
Parent
And,
volunteers,
yeah.
bro.
Volunteers, behind the scenes work.
Wow.
Yeah, but I brought them every day, and it's just like a little, I don't know, a little gift, a little support.
And
Yeah.
also, just personally, you never know what's going on in someone's personal life. So always being there to be like a person to listen, because you never know when people need to talk.
Or if like, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Or if somebody seems like upset at rehearsal, or if they're like not doing too good or thinking down on themselves, I'll like send a text and be like, hey, you did really good today. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like a nice thing to do.
A lot of us are hard on ourselves, but that's like what makes our show so good, is because of how much work we put into like what we do.
And you never
Yeah.
know how somebody like you could think of yourself like, oh no, you could think that you're doing bad. You could think
Yeah.
that you're being the worst, like Sandy or Larry or whatever. You could think you're doing so bad, but in somebody else's eyes, they're like, oh wow, that's the greatest Larry,
Yeah.
Plankton, Sandy ever. Like you never know what else someone is thinking of you too.
Theater kids like clap so much for literally anything.
Oh,
So
no.
No,
you
I
can go
noticed
on
that.
You can go on stage and like, or not even on stage, in rehearsal, and do something that's probably not super good.
Yeah.
Or at least you probably don't think it's good, but they would literally go crazy. It's so nice. Such a good environment.
It's uplifting.
I think
Yeah.
we did Tomorrow Is one time, and then freaking somebody started clapping, and I was like, who started clapping? I was like, this is the most mediocre performance I've ever given. And it's like, woo! And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah,
Thank you.
When they clapped after my voice crack and Hero is my middle name that one time.
Oh, no. I was like, yep, both missing the high fives and we still got to clap. Great. Great.
Any backstage traditions or superstitions?
Umbaka is like, it's like this little dance we do, and it's like more of a chant kind of.
Yeah.
But we do it before every single show we do.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like, a senior does it.
Yeah, and a senior leads it.
It kind of just helps us to get more like hyped up before the show and get our nerves out and more of our excitement for the show out.
Right. It might just be a me thing, but if anybody says, like, good luck, I need to find the nearest table or door or floor, knock on it. If it's wood, I'm knocking on it. Nobody's about to ruin my performance because you have to say break a leg. And if you say good luck, it's bad luck. So nobody's cursing me. I'm knocking on the wood.
Boom. We do something called care cards. Do anyone want to explain care cards?
We write notes to other members in the cast, and it can be like, I don't know, like I've written so many kinds of notes. Like I've written inside jokes to my friends. I've written like meaningful notes. I've written like, you've done a great job this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and it really is uplifting to open them and see how other people are thinking about you.
Yeah, it was nice. We did care cards in Susical too, whenever we did Susical. And it was like, I was on stage for one part and I came backstage and like saw like the box under my chair and I saw that it had already been like filled with cards, and that just made me like so happy, and think how happy that can make somebody else too. Like just seeing that you already have like a nice card in there that can uplift someone, you know?
Yeah. Again, the theater community, and especially at CYT, is like the most sweetest, like genuine people. Like,
Everybody, I feel like everybody is just kind of friends in some way.
Yeah.
And everybody just likes each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are you guys looking forward to? So, what are your plans after graduation? And like, are you guys still gonna do theater, or are you gonna at least,
I want to do
major
theater
or minor in
forever.
it? Oh,
I want to do theater forever. That is my goal. I don't have a backup plan. So
don't have a
if this goes wrong, to the streets it is. I don't really know. To the streets it is. Well, I mean, that is something that I want to pursue like for the rest of my life. So just gonna theater or the streets. Well, I don't really have a backup plan. What's my backup plan?
Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
McDonald's? I don't know. So that's what I want to do forever, and I'm just gonna keep going at it.
Perfect.
No,
Theater or nothing.
I have like my
Theater
future
or
planned
nothing.
out. I want to go to a 2-year community college, get a degree, start working, then eventually go back, get a degree in theater from a 4-year university, then pursue theater while still being able to make money off of like the original degree that I got.
I have college auditions coming up, and I'm going to try to pursue theater. And then if it doesn't work out, then I'm also like interested in stuff like interior design and architecture. And then I'll probably go back to school for that. If I don't get into a theater school, then I'll go for that. But if it does happen then and theater doesn't work out later, then I'll go back. So yeah.
Don't say good luck. Say break a leg.
Break a leg.
Yeah, knock on wood, y'all. Can't take any chances.
Yeah.
Wait, another superstition. Wait, I'm going back. I always eat potato chips. Potato chips are good luck. Before an audition, before a callback. Also, the salt in Lay's potato chips like breaks up mucus in the back of your throat. There's a little, I'm just giving y'all a little, just
I actually
throwing my
never knew this,
little
actually.
superstition secret out there. But eat for every audition, every callback, it has to be good luck. The one time I didn't have a bag of potato chips, didn't get a callback. So get y'all's potato chips. I'm serious.
Is it by Lay's?
Lay's has worked the best for me.
Shout
Lay's-
out, shout out Lay's.
Lay's,
Sponsor us.
Lay's is like guaranteed,
Sponsor us.
guaranteed
Sponsor
callback, guaranteed roll.
Boom.
Lay's, but
It has to
And-
be the potato ones.
another
Can't be any other
potato
flavors.
chip can work. You can't eat no tortilla chip. You can't just eat anything.
gosh.
It has,
to be
potato
chips.
chip. Potato chip. Thank you, Lay's.
So funny.
Thank you, Lay's.
How do y'all think your theater experience will help you in the future?
Again, like back to the confidence thing, it kind of just helps you with confidence and like people skills and being able to talk to people like throughout your life, which can also get you more jobs because like when you go to interviews, like if you need like it's like being in theater, it's just so much easier to talk to people because you're doing that all the time.
Outgoing.
Yeah. So that's a big one.
Honestly, like, oh, this sounds stupid, but I used to not be able to order for myself because I had
Oh
such
my
bad,
gosh.
I had such bad like social anxiety, and like doing more shows, and as like the roles got bigger and with more lines and more songs, I can now order for myself, and I'm not that afraid anymore. Sometimes I'll ask,
Hey,
but
y'all ever have social anxiety? Do theater.
yeah, well, it did help me like know how to like just talk to people. I
Yeah.
guess like it's easier that way.
One of the workshops that I attended at the Thespian Festival State was, it was an improv workshop. And what he said, something that he said that really stuck with me was that real life is all basically just improv because you never know what's coming. You don't have a script written for life. You just go and every day and you just have to do it. Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
I do kind of hate improv though, so I don't know.
You can leave the doors.
Okay, bro. Well, I mean, actually, I am able to do improv, and theater helps with that, but it's still scary. I don't know.
For those who don't know what improv is, it's like if you're on stage and then someone forgets a line and everyone's like, what's gonna happen? You can't just stop. So you gotta kind of
Gotta improv
pick it
something.
up.
gotta make up something.
Gotta like fake it till you
Yes,
make it.
for
Yeah.
a show I did.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was late to stage because my dress zipper broke. It was for
Oh.
Mean Girls, and 2 people had to improv on stage, and we're just chatting it up while I was backstage, like trying to hurry up and get my dress on. So whatever it takes.
Was it the Halloween scene?
Yes, it was. I was freaking out because my director was backstage and she was like, hey, your dress zipper broke right after I ran off. And I was like, what? What? So we tried to every way we could. My shoes wouldn't get on. And
Oh,
then I just
gosh.
heard like walking around on stage, I heard a few sneakers, a few little character heels, and I was like, oh no. But then 2 of the main characters were just improving and kept it going until I walked on.
If y'all can give any advice to underclassmen just starting theater, what would you say to them?
Practice all the time. Don't give it up. You need to practice.
Make connections with other people. It will help as you go through. You'll have people there for you. So
That-
make connections.
Yeah, like a community and
Yeah.
like a support group. Yeah.
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 I can't think of
Yes,
anything.
Cooper.
That was
Okay.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
also stick with it because it will help you later in life.
Practicing like whenever CYT announces their shows, they usually announce all 3 at a time, and it's like months before you have to do them. So it like if you're doing CYT, it helps if you practice for the show for the character you want and get your audition song and monologue ready all way before that.
Don't put
I
off
definitely
preparation.
procrastinate, and I should be listening to my own advice. But it's easier whenever you like are more familiar with the material, because like if you go in and you get a callback for someone you didn't think you were going to get a callback for, and you're like, oh no, I only have like an hour or like 30 minutes to prepare for this. You should always be prepared because you never know what's going to happen next.
When I find out what the 3 shows are, I put them all in a Spotify playlist and listen to
Oh.
it, so I'll know all the songs for every character.
Right. Like in SpongeBob, I didn't know who I was going to get a callback for. And it just gave like all the female principals. So I definitely should have practiced all the female principals' characters because didn't know if I had to do Miss Puff, and I'd not practiced that at all, or Mare, or like anything like that. So it just helps if you're like prepared.
If
for
you're on
whatever.
top of it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like just some random questions for fun. So if y'all could play any character in SpongeBob, who would it be? Besides your own character.
Okay.
Yeah.
My voice isn't low enough for it, but probably Perch Perkins.
Sometimes I wish I was a dude in theater because they always have the best songs. Like I would want to play Plankton so bad. Like in another life, maybe I can. But like, he's such like an energetic character who is so funny, like just steals the show, and like I would like to play that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Perch
Yeah.
Perkins
Yeah.
too, just because he's so funny.
Why is everybody saying Perch?
Because
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, and I like the concept where like as the show goes on, he becomes like more disheveled, and like pieces of his costume get like ripped off. So I can kind of.
I don't know if that's Perch Perkins or if that's Will.
No, it's supposed to be like that, but it also adds. With
It's
Will,
like
it adds.
it's yeah.
Who in the cast would survive in Bikini Bottom?
Who in the
in
cast?
Bikini Bottom when everything goes crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can
I
any of
don't
us
know.
breathe
I think-
underwater?
No.
I think Briley.
No, Briley would be freaking out. Briley would be screaming.
Well, yeah, but also I think that he has enough energy that
Yeah,
everything's gonna
okay.
be fine.
I don't think I'm making it out.
I'm
It's
not
fine.
making it out.
It's fine. Maybe I don't. I'm trying to think. I feel like Cammy maybe. Do you
Cammy
think
would make
Cammy
it
would,
out.
like-
Cammy would survive.
I feel like Cammy could survive an apocalypse.
Will would survive.
Nobody
I think Will
dies in
is wise enough
SpongeBob.
for
We're
that.
not
'cause-
surviving.
No, but you do
No.
need to survive. Well, like, what
Survive
if what if there's nobody to stop the volcano?
Then
Yeah,
y'all
you need to
just
think about
die or
that.
something.
Should have been
Or
more prepared for this podcast.
y'all all just die. I think if no one can.
Yeah.
Well, I
stop
mean,
it. Like, there's no one stopping it.
I think Randy maybe. I think she would be a good leader. I think.
No, Will would survive because he would be like the group uplifter, and everyone would like fight
Yeah.
for him to not
Honestly.
die.
I think Hannah's smart too. She could be smart about something.
Hannah and Will would
Yeah.
survive for sure,
I
and
f-
Cammy probably.
I feel like I would just accept my fate and
Yeah.
probably just like meditate.
I'm just gonna exist. I'm just gonna exist until
say a quick
it's
little
my
prayer
time.
and let it happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
guess. Okay, Will, Hannah, and Cammy.
Maybe Marley. Maybe Marley would be smart.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
I think if
Maybe-
we all work together, we could make it out of
boy.
there.
Yeah,
Let's.
I agree.
Well, you never know. Maybe Callista. Maybe. Hey. She cause yeah. Doesn't she like work with the kids classes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see her sometimes whenever she's like freaking commanding the room, she'll be like, "All right, friends," and I'm like, "Yeah, look, they all listened." Maybe she could be like the mayor or something. I don't know, but in like real life, yeah.
Vote Calista Netherlands for
Vocalist
mayor.
and Netherland for mayor.
So like, I know y'all said like just like you didn't watch SpongeBob as much because you didn't want to. Yeah. You weren't allowed to. You watched it a lot. So like, what do you think like the overall theme or message would be?
Well, the message of the musical is you can't stop trying. If you stop trying, if you don't go for it, you're not going to get it because you never went for it. If you keep working hard and you keep going for it, you're going to make it. Like Sandy and everyone in town is ready to give up and people are ready to try and run away from their problem. But Sandy and SpongeBob and Patrick eventually know that they have a way to fix it. And despite the others telling them that what they're doing is ridiculous and it's never going to work, they do it anyway. They never stop trying and they save the town.
Like I can like build off that. Like, don't give up so easy. Like a bunch of characters in SpongeBob, as soon as they find out that their world is gonna end in like 2 days and they haven't like said their proper goodbyes or like packed everything up or came up with a plan to even try and save themselves, like everyone just starts like to derail. Like everything starts to derail. Like there's like a certain scene where everybody's fighting basically over nothing and just blaming each other because they've all like given up and there's like nothing to look forward to and they just like, oh, we only have 2 days. Well, like this is it. And there's no like, they didn't try and stop it, but SpongeBob did. And Sandy kind of gives up, but with SpongeBob kind of brings everyone back to where they need to be. Like in the last song, Best Day Ever, he kind of just like makes the story come back to life, to its perfect life, even though it's not perfect. Like nothing is perfect, but like they know that they all have each other even in these last like 6 minutes. And yeah, it's like, don't give up so easy just because the world is gonna end,
Yeah.
basically.
Like, just because things are going crazy, you should always like have a group of people or a community around you that you can go to and always like help each other through what's happening. So I think that's like a big part of what SpongeBob is.
SpongeBob is also just like a beautiful musical that is so different from the show in like so many ways. Like
Yeah.
it has the good comedic timing. It doesn't have like crazy jokes, but they're still like really funny. And like just like the overall message is
Yeah.
really good too. And it's nothing like the show.
Like the cartoon, yeah.
It's like it's like the characters and all like their like mannerisms and like their characteristics or whatever, but like a whole new story and like new relationships in that, you know?
Exactly.
Hey guys.
What?
When is the show?
It's May 9th, May 10th, and May 11th.
Where can they watch it?
They can watch it at Bulber Auditorium, McNeese.
And how can they get their tickets?
CYT or at the door.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Off Book and On Air. And thank you to Miss Brittany Glazer for letting us use her podcast room.